What does it mean to stand unshaken in a world that often tries to define you? For women, this question carries a weight forged by history, resilience, and the quiet strength within. Stoicism, a philosophy born in ancient times, offers a timeless guide for navigating life's chaos with grace and purpose, especially for women seeking to reclaim their power. Imagine a young woman, Sarah, standing at a crossroads torn between societal pressures and her own voice. She's not alone. Her story echoes the struggles of countless women who fought to be seen, valued, and heard. This isn't about rejecting the world, but about rising above it with clarity and self-respect. Through Stoic wisdom, women can cultivate unshakable self-worth, set boundaries with dignity, and build relationships that honor their true selves. These lessons aren't distant theories, they're tools for empowerment, woven from real-life triumphs over doubt and oppression. As we explore this path, let's uncover how Stoicism lights the way for women to embrace their agency, nurture their spirit, and create connections that uplift rather than diminish. Identify your true worth. Stoicism encourages us to concentrate on what we can control, and fortunately, our self-worth is entirely within our grasp. It isn't determined by social media likes or the attention we receive from others. It's about our own perception and appreciation of ourselves. Picture yourself as a rare and exquisite gem. Not everyone will recognize its worth, and some might overlook it entirely, yet this doesn't diminish its value. The gem remains unique and precious, just as you are. Your intrinsic worth doesn't lessen simply because someone fails to acknowledge it. We've all experienced rejection and felt inadequate, especially in a world where it seems like everyone else is flawless, but from a Stoic perspective, your worth isn't dependent on others' validation. It's rooted in your behavior, values, and actions. Are you compassionate? Are you truthful? Do you adhere to your principles? That's where your true worth resides. Stoicism advocates for deep self-reflection. Take a moment to examine not just your outward traits but the core qualities that define you. What sets you apart? Are you compassionate, resilient, a reliable friend? These attributes are the foundation of your worth. When you truly recognize and appreciate these qualities, it transforms how you engage in relationships. You'll stand firm against mistreatment, not from a place of arrogance but out of self-respect. Here's a practical Stoic exercise when you feel undervalued. Instead of questioning your worth, ask yourself, what virtues and values do I contribute to this situation? Reaffirm these qualities to yourself. This isn't about bragging. It's about reinforcing your sense of worth independent of external validation. As Marcus Aurelius wisely stated, you have control over your mind, not external events. Realize this, and you will find strength. In relationships, it's about finding strength in your inherent value and self-worth, regardless of others' recognition. Acknowledging your worth is not a one-off event. It's an ongoing process and a continual practice. It means starting each day by affirming your value, not based on others' opinions but because of the intrinsic qualities that make you who you are. This daily practice cultivates a strong and enduring sense of self-worth that becomes a cornerstone of your interactions and relationships. Over time, this habit reinforces your inner strength and confidence, making it easier to navigate the complexities of relationships with grace and authenticity. By continually affirming your worth, you create a stable and empowering foundation for all your connections, leading to more fulfilling and respectful relationships. The power behind saying no. In Stoicism, sticking to your principles and having the courage to stay true to yourself is crucial, particularly when it comes to saying no in relationships. It's about being steadfast in your values and maintaining them even if it causes some discomfort. Picture a situation where your partner proposes something that makes you uneasy, perhaps moving faster than you're comfortable with or suggesting something that clashes with your beliefs. The easy choice might be to agree, but that's when your Stoic principles are most needed. Saying no in these moments affirms your values and sets clear boundaries, ensuring that you stay aligned with what truly matters to you. This isn't always easy, especially when you have strong feelings for someone. You might worry, will my refusal push them away? But this is where your Stoic courage comes into play. Stoicism isn't just about handling external pressures, it's also about managing our internal struggles. Saying no is a form of self-respect. It shows that you value yourself enough to uphold what's most important to you. Yes, there's a risk the relationship might face challenges, but if standing firm on your values causes someone to leave, maybe they weren't the right match for you after all. Adopting this approach can profoundly alter the dynamics in a relationship. When your partner sees that you have the confidence to say no, and that you don't sacrifice your principles to appease others, it shifts their perception of you. It signals that you value yourself and have self-respect, which is incredibly attractive. People are naturally drawn to those who have a strong sense of self-worth and the courage to stand by their convictions. From a Stoic standpoint, saying no goes beyond just setting limits with others. It's also about being honest with yourself. It involves recognizing your genuine needs and desires in a relationship and not giving them up out of fear of being alone. This self-awareness is key to developing a healthy and fulfilling relationship. When you understand and respect your own boundaries, you are better equipped to communicate them to your partner, fostering a relationship built on mutual respect and understanding. Upholding your right to say no is essential. It's about staying true to yourself and your values in line with Stoic principles. It's about fostering relationships based on mutual respect and genuine connection rather than settling for convenience or fear of loneliness. A relationship that thrives on honesty, respect, and shared values is far more fulfilling than one built on compromises and unspoken resentments. By embracing the courage to say no, you pave the way for deeper, more meaningful connections. Actions outweigh words. As we explore Stoicism more deeply, we discover its focus on practical wisdom. This involves judging people based on their actions rather than their words. In daily life, especially in relationships, we often meet people who talk a lot but don't deliver. Stoicism advises us to look past smooth talk and zero in on real actions. Consider this. It's simple for someone to say all the right things, make promises, and create an ideal vision of the future, but do their actions align with their words? That's where the truth lies. We've all experienced this, haven't we? Someone enchants us with flattering words and bold promises, only for us to find out later that they don't follow through. They promise to call but never do. They make plans and then cancel. This is when we need to embrace our inner Stoic. Stoicism teaches us to stay grounded and not be swayed by flattering words or intense emotions. It guides us to think rationally and perceive reality for what it is. If someone's behavior doesn't align with their promises, view it as a warning signal from the universe to stay alert. Embracing this approach transforms how you handle relationships. You begin to pay attention to the subtleties. How do they react in challenging situations? Do they follow through on their commitments? Are they genuinely supportive through actions, not just words? What's intriguing is that by prioritizing actions over words, you establish a clear expectation. You essentially convey, "I'm not just hearing you, I'm watching what you do." This realization can be quite impactful. People will grasp that they can't simply win you over with flattery. They must prove their trustworthy and genuine intent through their actions. By adhering to this principle, you cultivate a sense of self-respect and discernment, ensuring that only those who are truly reliable earn your trust and affection. This approach isn't about being overly skeptical or distrusting everyone. It's about being wise and using a touch of Stoic insight to guard your emotions. It's about not letting your feelings control you, but rather staying rooted in reality. This mindset encourages you to remain calm and composed, evaluating each situation with a clear and rational perspective. Focus on actions, not just words. View relationships through a Stoic perspective, rational, attentive, and deliberate, because ultimately, actions always speak louder than words. By doing so, we empower ourselves to build stronger, more authentic connections with others, guided by the timeless wisdom of Stoicism. Identifying when to let go. Stoicism imparts a profound lesson on the art of letting go. It's not about being detached or indifferent, but about discerning what is within our control and what is not. One of the most liberating decisions we can make is choosing whether to remain in or exit a situation that isn't serving our well-being. This is particularly crucial in the realm of relationships. Haven't we all found ourselves in this position, sticking with a situation where we know we deserve better because we fear solitude, dread change, or hold on to the hope that things will get better? Stoicism teaches us that true strength lies in the awareness that we have the power to stay or leave when our values are not being honored. This doesn't mean you should abandon a relationship at the first sign of trouble. Relationships require effort, empathy, and patience. However, it's essential to know your own worth and values deeply enough that you're prepared to move on if a situation conflicts with them. It's about having the inner fortitude and stoic resolve to say, I value myself too much to accept less. Considering a departure isn't always about making a dramatic exit. Often, it's a subtle choice, a quiet realization that something is not right for you. It can be unsettling. The future is uncertain, and that uncertainty can be frightening, but remember what Stoicism teaches: confront challenges with courage and embrace life's unpredictability. Sometimes, the most courageous act is to let go of what no longer aligns with your journey. This mindset can transform everything in a relationship. Being there because it aligns with your values, not out of fear of leaving, changes the dynamic entirely. You're not staying out of desperation or anxiety. You're staying because you genuinely want to. Having the courage to walk away from what doesn't serve you makes space for new possibilities. It's like clearing out the old to welcome the new. It's about having faith that better opportunities await and giving yourself a chance to discover them. Readiness to move on isn't about being indifferent or callous. It's about valuing yourself enough to declare, I deserve more. It's about applying Stoic principles during tough times, understanding that your worth isn't tied to anyone else. This recognition is empowering. It allows you to make choices that are aligned with your true self, leading to a more authentic and fulfilling life. When you embrace this Stoic approach, you start to see challenges as opportunities for growth rather than obstacles. The strength to let go of what no longer serves you is a testament to your resilience and self-respect. It's about creating a life that reflects your values, and sometimes that means making the difficult decision to move on. This journey of self-discovery and empowerment is at the heart of Stoic wisdom, guiding you to live with integrity and purpose. Perfecting nonverbal cues. Stoicism isn't about being stiff or monotonous. Rather, it's a guide to mastering self-control and resilience while prioritizing what's truly important without hastily giving it away. In an age of instant gratification and endless scrolling, Stoicism provides a refreshing pause. Think about it, in relationships or when meeting new people, there's often a rush to reveal everything: our time, our personal space, and our deepest thoughts. However, Stoicism advocates for a more deliberate approach. Why? Because when something is constantly available, it loses its charm. It's a fundamental aspect of human nature. If you're perpetually reachable and agreeable, where is the allure, the enigma, the anticipation? Now, let's explore setting boundaries with grace, the Stoic way. It begins with how you present yourself. Dressing well but modestly isn't merely about your appearance. It communicates self-respect. You're not concealing yourself, but you're also not laying everything bare all at once. It's about achieving balance, conveying, there's more to me than what you see. This subtle approach in presentation encourages others to appreciate you more deeply and respect the layers they have yet to uncover. Another crucial element is managing your time and attention. In our constantly connected world, being selective about who gets your time sends a strong message. It's not about being elusive, it's about asserting, my time is valuable, and I allocate it thoughtfully. When you're with someone, offer them your complete focus. However, when you're not, it's completely acceptable to concentrate on your own life, passions, and personal development. This selective engagement fosters a deeper appreciation for the moments shared, ensuring that your presence is truly valued rather than taken for granted. Stoicism also guides us in controlling our emotions. It doesn't imply being detached or indifferent. Rather, it's about maintaining a balanced perspective. This means not letting minor issues disrupt your equilibrium. It's about preserving your inner tranquility and not distributing your emotional energy to everyone. It's something that should be earned, just like your time and attention. I'm not advocating for becoming emotionals or like a statue. We're all human, and meaningful connections are essential for a fulfilling life. However, there's significant worth in approaching relationships gradually, focusing on creating bonds that are deep and enduring rather than just seeking immediate gratification. By taking the time to truly know someone, you build a foundation that is resilient and genuine, far more valuable than fleeting moments of excitement. Setting boundaries isn't about playing games or manipulating situations, it's about self-respect and honoring your principles. It's about demonstrating, not just stating, that you value yourself and deserve respect. This respectful assertion of your worth naturally encourages others to treat you with the same level of consideration and admiration. In doing so, you cultivate relationships that are not only respectful but also deeply enriching, grounded in mutual appreciation and understanding. Don't pursue someone relentlessly. This principle is deeply intertwined with the Stoic philosophy we've explored. Stoicism teaches us to concentrate on what is within our control and to release what isn't. This approach is especially relevant in relationships. It shows us that pursuing someone who is becoming distant is not only ineffective, but also diminishes our own self-esteem and value. Imagine you're in a relationship that seems promising but suddenly the other person starts withdrawing. Our natural impulse might be to pursue them, to bridge the widening gap. Yet, Stoicism asks us to reflect. Why chase what we cannot control? The answer lies in maintaining self-respect and inner tranquility. Holding on to someone who is pulling away is like trying to grasp water with your bare hands. It's fruitless and leaves you feeling unfulfilled. The Stoic approach encourages us to remain anchored in our own worth. If someone is drifting away, let them go. It's not about being apathetic, it's about understanding that you can't control others' emotions or actions, only your own reactions. Admittedly, it's challenging. It requires a significant amount of inner strength to resist the urge to chase after someone. However, it's about having faith that if someone truly values you, they'll make that clear. It's about not letting another person's behavior dictate your sense of self-worth. It's about declaring, I deserve respect, and if you can't see that, someone else will. This mindset changes everything. It restores your control. You're no longer subject to the whims of others. Instead, you steer your own emotions and actions. It's both empowering and freeing. And here's the kicker. When you stop pursuing others and concentrate on your own growth in life, extraordinary things start to happen. You attract people who are captivated by your confidence and self-assurance. It's like broadcasting a message that says, I respect myself and recognize my own value. Commit to never chasing after anyone. Adopt a Stoic approach in your relationships. Stay composed, honor yourself, and concentrate on what you can control. It's about cultivating inner peace rather than looking for approval from others. In doing so, you foster an environment where genuine connections can thrive. By focusing on your own growth, you naturally attract individuals who appreciate you for who you are rather than what you can do for them. This principle not only enhances your relationships but also strengthens your character. It instills a sense of resilience and independence, qualities that are highly valued in Stoic philosophy. So, the next time you find yourself tempted to chase after someone who is drifting away, remember the wisdom of Stoicism. Take a step back, reflect on your own worth, and let go of the need to control the uncontrollable. By doing so, you not only preserve your self-respect but also open the door to more meaningful and fulfilling relationships. Exude confidence and pride. Before you envision a Stoic as a brooding, serious figure from the past, let's set the record straight. Stoicism isn't about suppressing emotions or showing apathy. It's about choosing where to invest your energy wisely. One area that truly deserves your focus is how you present yourself. So, let's explore what it means to carry yourself with confidence in relationships. Have you ever found yourself going to great lengths to impress someone, only to realize you've drifted away from your true self? You might have adjusted your wardrobe or changed how you speak, all for a bit of validation. But here's the reality. Your self-worth shouldn't hinge on your appearance or the trendy spots you frequent. It's about your actions, your choices, how you truly present yourself. Imagine this: two people are hosting a podcast episode. One is eager to take the spotlight, constantly speaking over the guest and injecting flashy comments with little depth. The other person listens attentively, asking thoughtful questions and building on the guest's responses, creating a meaningful and engaging dialogue. Who makes a more memorable impact? Typically, it's the host who remains genuine and respectful. This reflects the importance of presenting yourself with dignity, a key Stoic value that emphasizes self-control and virtue. In the realm of dating, the lesson is similar: just be yourself. Are you an avid traveler? Share your adventures. Passionate about music? Let it be known. The focus should be on being authentic and self-assured, not on crafting a false image. Additionally, how you treat yourself is crucial. The way you view yourself influences how others will perceive and treat you. If you constantly put yourself down, you signal that it's acceptable for others to do the same. However, by valuing yourself, your time, energy, and emotions, you send a clear message: I deserve respect, and I expect to be treated with it. Reflect on Epictetus, the sage Stoic philosopher, who said, "It's not the events themselves, but your responses to them that truly matter." In relationships, it's not just about how you look or what you say, it's about how you react to different situations. Are you responding from a place of neediness, or are you maintaining your self-respect? Do you adjust your principles to fit in, or do you stay true to who you are, even if it means standing alone? Perfection isn't the aim here. We all have our flaws and awkward moments. What matters is how you handle these situations. Do you crumble under stress, or do you remain resilient, learn, and keep moving forward? Think about how you can start to embody more dignity in your everyday life. This might involve setting firm boundaries or rejecting things that don't align with your values. Perhaps it means treating yourself with greater compassion and respect. By recognizing your own worth and deservingness of respect, you encourage others to view you in the same way. Embracing this mindset can transform your interactions, making them more genuine and fulfilling. So, the next time you're faced with a choice between impressing someone and being true to yourself, remember that authenticity and self-respect are the true markers of confidence and dignity. Defining boundaries without speaking. Stoics emphasize demonstrating principles through actions rather than merely verbalizing them, especially in the context of establishing boundaries in relationships. Declaring that you won't accept poor treatment is one thing. The true test lies in how you handle it when it occurs. True strength is revealed not in our words but in our actions. I understand that this is not always straightforward. It can be particularly challenging when emotions come into play. However, keep in mind the Stoic teaching: we have control over our reactions. When someone oversteps a boundary, it is your response that truly sets and upholds that limit, more so than the words you use. Picture a situation where someone deceives you and truthfulness is crucial to you. How you react, whether you confront the dishonesty or decide to distance yourself, reflects the importance you place on your personal boundaries. It's not about stirring up trouble, it's about valuing yourself enough to act according to your principles. This mindset can revolutionize your relationships. When others observe that you have firm boundaries and are prepared to uphold them, they gain a clear understanding of what you will and won't accept. It's a means of nurturing self-respect and remaining authentic to it. Consider how you manage daily situations, not just the significant ones. What's your reaction when plans go awry or someone disrespects your time? Do you overlook it, or do you quietly demonstrate that such behavior is unacceptable? This is where Stoic mindfulness comes into play. It means being present and attentive to how you react to events. Are your actions aligned with your boundaries? Are you staying true to yourself? Focusing on these everyday interactions is essential, as they're often where your boundaries face their true test. Moreover, practicing this form of boundary setting regularly can also lead to personal growth. It encourages you to constantly evaluate your principles and the value you place on your own well-being. By consistently responding to boundary breaches in a manner that aligns with your values, you reinforce your self-worth and cultivate inner strength. As we engage with others each day, let's aim to integrate a touch of Stoicism into how we assert our boundaries. It's not about being inflexible, it's about letting an inner sense of direction guide our responses. When you begin to live this way, people will take notice. They'll see you as someone who not only sets boundaries but also respects themselves enough to uphold them. This quiet strength can transform not only your relationships but also your own perception of self, worth, and resilience. In the end, living by Stoic principles isn't about adhering to rigid rules. It's about finding balance and acting with integrity. By responding thoughtfully rather than reacting impulsively, you create a space where respect and self-worth flourish. This is the essence of Stoic wisdom applied to everyday life. So, the next time you encounter a boundary challenge, remember that your actions speak volumes. Embrace the power of your response and let it be a testament to your commitment to self-respect and personal integrity. Cultivating constructive skepticism. Stoicism encourages us to perceive reality as it is, rather than how we might wish it to be. This principle is particularly useful when navigating love and dating. We've all experienced it. Someone tells us exactly what we want to hear, and even though there are red flags, we're tempted to leap in head first. This is where adopting a Stoic perspective proves beneficial. Consider constructive skepticism as a form of inner strength. It's not about being overly critical or mistrustful, but about maintaining a clear and realistic view of the situation. This involves staying alert, posing questions, and giving yourself the space to carefully evaluate things before making decisions. Imagine meeting someone who seems absolutely amazing. They lavish you with praise and talk about a future together despite having just met. A Stoic would advise you to take things slowly, to observe if their actions align with their words over time, and to maintain a calm demeanor. This is a subtle reminder to not let romance cloud your judgment but to remain vigilant and mindful. Constructive skepticism doesn't mean interrogating someone or being perpetually suspicious. Instead, it's about being thoughtful and attentive. It involves truly hearing what they say and observing their actions. It's about taking the time to genuinely understand them, ensuring they are consistent and genuine. Stoics emphasize the importance of logic and reason, balancing these with emotions. This equilibrium is crucial in relationships, where emotions might sometimes obscure important details. Furthermore, this approach is about safeguarding your heart. By maintaining a healthy level of skepticism, you avoid rushing into situations without certainty. It allows you to truly grasp who the other person is, rather than simply projecting your desires onto them. Appreciate the value of a touch of Stoic skepticism. It's about being discerning, vigilant, and not letting our emotions dictate our actions. It's about preserving our emotional well-being. We're not shutting ourselves off. Instead, we're engaging with new relationships with care and insight. Welcome change with composure. Change is a natural part of life, especially in relationships, and Stoicism helps us navigate it with composure and strength. Rather than fearing or resisting change, this philosophy suggests viewing it as a chance for growth and learning. Embracing change rather than opposing it is a core Stoic principle, which significantly impacts how we manage our personal relationships. Consider a relationship undergoing a transition. Perhaps situations are evolving, or emotions are shifting. Our initial reaction might be to cling to the old ways, seeking to preserve the familiar because it feels secure. Yet, Stoicism urges us to approach change with a different mindset. It prompts us to ask, what can I learn from this change? Instead of how can I prevent this from happening? This approach centers on recognizing that we cannot control every aspect of our lives, particularly the feelings and actions of others. Instead, we focus on what we can manage: our responses, our attitudes, and our behaviors. By approaching change with openness and acceptance, we can lower our stress and anxiety levels while boosting our happiness and satisfaction in relationships. Gracefully navigating change involves acknowledging that relationships naturally evolve. Some may grow deeper and stronger, while others might naturally end. The Stoic practice of detachment, embracing the present without excessive attachment to outcomes, is essential. This mindset helps us value our relationships for what they are now, without holding on to the past or worrying excessively about the future. Here's a practical suggestion. When you encounter change, take a moment to pause and reflect. Consider asking yourself, What is this situation teaching me? How can I respond in a way that stays true to my values and fosters personal growth? This introspection can steer your actions and provide the strength to face challenges with grace and integrity. Embracing change doesn't mean being passive. It's about actively deciding how to engage with the shifting circumstances of your life. By adopting a Stoic perspective, you can approach change not just with acceptance but with a proactive and optimistic attitude. This approach not only improves your own well-being but also strengthens your relationships, making them more adaptable and resilient amidst life's inevitable changes. Picture Emily, a woman who once bent herself to fit others' expectations, now standing tall with a quiet, unshakable confidence. These Stoic lessons didn't just change her, they reshaped her world. She learned her worth isn't a gift others bestow but a fire she tends within. Saying no became her shield, her actions her voice, and letting go her liberation. Through every step, she wove a life rich with dignity and purpose, proving that empowerment isn't loud, it's steady, deliberate, and deeply felt. This is Stoicism's gift to women, a path to rise above noise and norms, to embrace change as a teacher, and to build bonds that reflect their truest selves. Like a river carving stone, this philosophy smooths the rough edges of doubt, leaving behind a legacy of strength for every woman bold enough to claim it. Your journey, too, can shine with this timeless wisdom, guiding you to a life where self-respect reigns and every connection lifts your spirit higher.